This is Yardening with Dave.
You know, not all of us have the time for gardening, a great big garden, so I yarden. Amongst all my flowers and plants, I plant things we can eat. Come on, come with me. Yardening is simply taking your ordinary flower beds and adding, say, a pepper plant. Right here, we're doing a lot of landscaping right now. Right here is where we planted peppers and eggplant.
You can see the eggplant and the pepper here. You can also see that they're grown in quite a small area, but produce quite a bit of fruit, like this jalapeno pepper plant right here. There's some banana peppers. And just across the way, we planted our snow peas, potatoes, and onions. Again, all in a very small area.
It's easy to add simple things to your garden along with your flowers. It gives you great self-satisfaction. Come on with me. Like right here. Like here's where we planted our squash. We had yellow squash in this little spot right here.
We had a pretty good crop of squash. My wife said we got at least a dozen. Let's go on around back and look at the celery.
Here we're at the back of the house, my wife's rose bush.
And here's that celery I was talking about, and some more banana peppers. And I was lucky enough to have a neighbor take those peppers and pickle them with some carrots and some onions, jalapenos, sweet peppers. Oh, that looks good.
Here we are back at the grapevine.
The grapevine reminds me of my grandpa Tesserero.
The grapevine did really good this year. We got quite a bit. We made some jelly. The year before we made some wine, but this year we made jelly with my daughter. Let's go to there right now.
Listen, Mom. Add water, cover and bring to a boil over a high heat, then reduce to a simmer for 10 minutes.
So you're 1 cup of water.
Making grape jelly here.
What's that?
Say, making grape jelly here. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
You know what I'm about.
I'm going to edit that in there like that. So you
I
better
am not for the camera.
smile and say, look at me. Just look at me. Look at me. Okay, that's my daughter. That's my daughter.
David!
Yes, Lori. Lori's there too.
Put your 1 cup of water in there.
I think it's a half.
And that's making jelly with my family. Isn't that pretty?
And right behind me here, this is where we planted the watermelon plants this year. We had pretty good watermelon. Here's my neighbor. I'll give you more. We are yardening, and that means we live in a neighborhood, so people do come by. Anyway, we had our watermelon plants here. We also have lettuce back over here. There we go. Boy, that's a biggie, isn't it?
Yeah, next to the creeping Charlie plant and the watermelon plant, there was more lettuce. Those are 2 heads of lettuce starting.
Right over here we had 3 kinds of tomatoes. We had Cheyenne tomatoes, Roman tomatoes, my wife likes them, and some Jeff Chef.
This tomato plant produced over 120 tomatoes. And here's a collection of those tomatoes now. Love those Cheyenne, kind of pink and green. Which brings me to the Tesserero tree. My tangerine tree. That's my tangerine tree right there. 8 years in the making or more. We got a piece of fruit this year. It was the most satisfying piece of fruit I'd ever eaten. There it is right there. Isn't that pretty?
Along the fence here, this is where the Jefferson bean plant was.
The Jefferson bean plant is one of my favorite plants in the whole yard. It grows on the fence. It can get up to 10 feet tall and 5 feet wide. It's loved by all the pollinators. Hummingbirds stay late to feed on it. It blooms almost all year long. You can turn this old fence into this beautiful fence in just weeks. The Jefferson bean plant was introduced by President Jefferson in 1804. Let's look at the rest of the harvest of the year. Now let's take a look at the flowers among where my fruits and vegetables grow. You know, the next time you're at the big store, you know the one I'm talking about. When you're buying a plant for your yard, reach over, grab something you can eat. Watch it grow. This has been Yardening with Dave. See you next time.